I thought I was going crazy, until I realized my mom knew things about me I'd only written in my diary. It started small, Mom asking if I was feeling better after my rough night when I hadn't mentioned having trouble sleeping. Her suggesting I talk to someone about my anxiety about college when I'd been putting on a brave face for weeks. At first, I thought she was just being perceptive. Moms have intuition, right? But then she started getting eerily specific. You should probably delete that boy's number from your phone, she said one morning over breakfast. The one who's been texting you. I stared at her. Tyler had been texting me, but I'd never mentioned him. I'd only written about how uncomfortable his attention made me, how I didn't know how to tell him I wasn't interested without being mean. What boy? I asked. Oh, you know, she said with a knowing smile. The persistent one. My stomach dropped. I'd used that exact word, persistent, in my diary entry 2 nights ago. The paranoia started creeping in. I'd catch her glancing at me with this satisfied expression, like she was proud of knowing something I didn't realize she knew. She'd make comments about my complicated feelings about my friend Meredith, feelings I'd only explored on paper, trying to understand why I felt different around her. You seem confused about a lot of things lately, she said one evening while folding laundry. Maybe you should focus on simpler friendships. I hadn't told her about any confusion. I'd only written about it. That night, I tested her. I wrote a fake entry about considering getting my nose pierced, something I'd never actually want. The next morning, she launched into a lecture about facial piercings being unprofessional. My hands were shaking as I confronted her. Have you been reading my diary? She didn't even deny it. I'm your mother. It's my job to know what's going on in your head. That diary is private. Those are my personal thoughts. Nothing's private in this house, she said calmly, continuing to fold towels. Especially when you're writing about things that concern me. Concern you how? All this questioning, this confusion about your feelings. I'm trying to help you work through it before you make mistakes. My chest felt tight. You've been using my private thoughts to manipulate conversations, to make me feel crazy for having feelings I never even told you about. I've been guiding you, she corrected. That's what mothers do. I stared at her, realizing she genuinely believed this was normal, that reading her daughter's diary was just good parenting. The next few months were a minefield. I kept 2 diaries, one with boring homework entries I left where she could find it, another hidden at school with my real thoughts. At home, I became a stranger to myself. Every conversation felt like performance, knowing she was analyzing my words for clues. I'd catch her studying my face at dinner, comparing my expressions to what she'd read. The worst part was how it poisoned everything. When she'd give advice or ask about my day, I couldn't tell if she was being caring or fishing for information. Trust, once broken, turned every interaction into a chess match. Senior year crawled by in this surveillance dance. I got into college using school computers. When my acceptance letter arrived, she hugged me proudly, but I felt nothing. How do you celebrate with someone who'd been stealing your thoughts? I leave for college in 2 weeks. She keeps trying to have heart-to-hearts, sensing something shifted. But how do you rebuild intimacy with someone who taught you privacy is an illusion?